start. So let's take a quick view on the ingredients and then we'll get into cooking. And I think my voice is echoing. How can I Trash Prabhu?
I think you should be fine.
It's fine. Okay. Yeah. So here we have, as I mentioned in the group for the yogis. So okra is one of the most famous, popular, glorified vegetable in Ayurveda, and it is said to be building ojas. It is tridoshik. It is cooling, but it doesn't build up kapha. Cooling in the way that it's going to give a very soothing effect on one's digestive tract, and it has, like, if you look, like, it has the slimy substance that comes out, and when we will cook, it's going to like really ooze out even nicer, and then we'll start cooking. So most of the recipes where people cook, they try to over fry this out and then kind of really get rid of the essence, which the ojas, that sticky substance. It has a lot of glories in Ayurveda, that how you preserve it and cook it in such a way so that there are two kinds of cooking. One which is all about taste and deliciousness and overpowering with the spices, but Ayurveda focuses on bringing the ojas, bringing the freshness, the flavor of the ingredients into your cooking in a way that you have a very sattvic effect of the recipe. At the same time, you are not overcooking and overpowering with the spices where the medicinal value is diminished. So we have 2 cups of okra, and then I had honey nut squash. I'm just going to this is the baby version of butternut squash, and it has much rich flavor. So I had the squash. So that's the squash I'm using. You can use zucchini, you can use sweet potato, you can also use the delicate squash, which is also in season. And then we have shredded coconut, about a cup. And then we have half a cup almonds. Soaked is better. If you did not soak, it's okay, you can still blend it. We have cilantro to garnish in the end. We have white and black pepper. So this pepper, white and black pepper, is a very adaptogenic spice. First of all, it is not pitta building, like if you eat chili, green chili, red chili, cayenne pepper, all those. So they immediately throw your pitta out of order. If you already have pitta related issues, like you have inflammation in your body, you have acidity, acid reflux, eczema, and psoriasis, and all those kinds of issues, that kind of pepper is going to aggravate your pitta. It's going to overheat your blood, and then you're going to have more aggravation of whatever pitta dosha is being seen in your body construction. So when you take white and black pepper, when you take this spice to spice your curries, you are not going to have any of those effects, because pepper gives the body what it needs. Pepper, if your body needs cooling, it will cool, and if it needs warming up, like kind of helping with your cold and mucus, it'll also do that. I mean, you could say that it has an intelligence of itself. Coriander, again, another wonderful spice, very good for flavor and very good for so many good health reasons. It's also one of the ama pachaka spice. Like there are different Ayurvedic teas, and there is ama detox, in which coriander is used. I'm going to discuss more in next sessions. And then we have cumin, mustard seeds, saffron. So what we're going to do is saffron, we are just going to add a little bit of water to it and let it kind of soak and to blend it into the curry. Then I have salt and I have dry curry leaves, and then we'll have some fresh lemon to garnish in the end. So let's get started. And I'm going to use coconut oil. The good oils for winter is coconut and sesame oil, and I'm going to use coconut, unrefined. So let's get.
Very quickly, when do you prefer to use what kinds of salts in your cooking? So particularly pink salt versus sea salt versus maybe
pink salt is very rich in minerals. So when you're looking, when you know that you're lacking minerals and, you have symptoms such as, low energy or, low blood pressure, and you think you've been a little bit, sick, and you're looking for more electrolytes and minerals. So that's when you use pink salt. And too much of it is not good. So I use moderate. I use the pink salt, and I'll also use the regular sea salt as well. So now, because the ingredients are so rich with herbs and the okra and everything, I just wanted to keep the salt to be a simple ingredient. So that's why I like the fine the Sprouts Atlantic sea salt. It has nothing, when you go to other stores, they have added ingredients for anti-caking and I don't know what not, but this doesn't have anything. It's just pure. And there's another salt of pink salt that I use. I can share the details and the brand that I use, and we will get started. So I'm going to just set the view of the camera in such a way that.
What about almond oil? Is that good for you? Or
almond oil is good. It's good for massage. It's good for salad dressing, and it is good for sauteing vegetables, because almond has a nice sweet and a flavor of its own. So for example, if you're just sauteing vegetables, go for it. But if you're now using all ingredients and everything, coconut is more mild. It's not going to take away the flavors of what you're trying to infuse. Okay, so all right, I'm just going to just go to the curry pot, and let me know if you all can see it better. Yeah, is that okay? Should I?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
That's good. Okay. Yeah, let's get started with the cooking. Okay, yeah, I think now I'm right on top. So I'm using unrefined extra. I'm looking unrefined cold pressed coconut oil, because it has all that nice, nutrition and that nourishment you're looking for your guts. So I'm adding about 2 tablespoons. I have a lot of curry to cook. And I just go melt this. And the first thing we will add is mustard seeds. Thank you, Bhumi. Bhumi is getting my mittens and she's helping me. All right, so now is the time. The first thing you're going to add is the mustard seeds. And you're going to see them making a little cracking and popping sound.
It's fun to hear it. And I'm wearing my elephant mask.
This is when you want to lower the heat. It's come to a temperature, and then now you'll add curry leaf. And then the okra and the squash.
You add them all together?
Yes, because we're going to add a nice gravy to it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we're going to add them
Oh, so
together.
it will cook in the gravy.
Yes, yes.
What's
Because we want to preserve the nice, the slimy substance that is going to now slowly be released.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to saute this on medium high for about 3 minutes or so. And then we'll get into making the gravy.
what spices were put in already? That was mustard seeds and anything else?
Mustard seeds and curry leaves if you have. If you don't have, no problem.
All right.
You can skip, yeah. Ojas, okra, because it is so rich in ojas, it is good to cure so many, doshas. Like it can cure all the, aggravated with, if you're aggravated with vata, you have dryness, it will give you moisture. If you're aggravated with pitta dosha, you have, high heat and heat related issues in your constitution, it will pacify that as well. And if you have kapha building, if you have excess kapha due to the mediation of vata and pitta, even that will bring to balance. You have insulin, you have diabetes, it will help with that. You have blood pressure, it can help with that. You have eczema. I mean, this is something that, it's been now, everybody is growing around everywhere. They find the seeds and it's become such a famous, vegetable that even Whole Foods and Sprouts is carrying these. So,
is there any other vegetables that have the same quality?
Yeah, there are a few other vegetables. There is bottle gourd, even green beans, and then there is what is called there's Indian witch gourd, and then most of the good squashes. So now we're going to add half of the salt, not all of it. I'm just going to add about a teaspoon, and I'm going to, because it's going to kind of bring the kind of juices, So now why Ayurveda, prefers to have cooked food instead of raw. Raw food is quite unpopular, too much raw salads, because when you're cooking them, this is pre-digesting. This is prebiotic and pre-digesting. So this is going to nourish you, whereas, raw ingredients just pass through you. They're good for a cleanse, but over a period of time, they're not considered very healthy for the guts and intestines. So I'm just going to place the lid for about 2 minutes because it gets quieter, and I can now, we're going to make, I have this little jar to make the gravy. So we're going to make the gravy. The first thing I'm going to add is my almonds. And then I'm going to add.
I heard that if you eat raw food too much, it affects your thyroid. Is that true?
Yes. In long term, not only thyroid, because it kind of, what it does is, it just, what do you call it? It affects your Agni in a very bad way. Your digestive fire, your Jatara Agni. And then you have 5 sub-Agnis related to earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So they all go out of order. And then you have indigestion, you have belching, you have acid refluxes, you become oversensitive, allergies, and those kind of things, because, the body is, the Agni is Vishama, Tikshna, or Manda. Like it has, whether, it's like if your digestion is overpowered by Vata, then it's called as Vishama, which means too much air and ether is in your digestive fire, and the Agni is, just imagine when you are just imagine going for a bonfire and you have the fire going on. If too much wind is coming, how it's going to be. And if you put too much oil, then, the fire would just burn the whole place or something. And if you put, if there is water, then the fire would be finished. So how you have to have optimum fuel, optimum wood, and optimum weather conditions for the Agni, for the fire to go on. Think about the same situation with your digestion. Yeah. So now we have coconut, and then we're going to add our cumin, and look at the saffron after soaking. Look at the bright color. I'm going to add this, and then coriander.
That is a bright color.
Yes, and then our pepper, and I have my filtered water. Going to add about 1 cup. You can already see the nice, I don't know if you can see the saffron color on the sides. I can see it.
Yeah.
And so now let's blend this. We'll make a little loud noise.
Could you use coconut milk or
I
cream?
want to hear the loud.
Coconut milk, yeah, you can use a little bit of coconut milk. Find the ones which don't have any kind of gar gum or xanthan gum.
Okay.
And that is good to use. And if you cannot, it's very easy to make if you have weather conditions where you can find fresh the brown coconut, where the there is a lot of pulp.
Yeah,
All right. Now, do you see that nice, rich, slimy,
Mm-mm.
and you can see like, see what's the symptom of ojas? You see that how the ingredients look fresh and it's not taken away the natural color of your, vegetables, and it looks. I mean, just the look of it is nourishing to the eyes. Think about what's it going to do to the mind and the body. So now this is the nice gravy. Bhumi, can you get me the filtered what do you call, alkaline water from there? And now this is the gravy. So this is the time I want to add. Sorry. Good thing I caught it on time.
Oh,
Thank you, Bhumi.
And I'm putting it
Bhumi,
back.
can you call Papa quickly? It's a little fragile. I wanted to boil this so that it doesn't fall. Just hold here. Yeah, don't move it. So now we will add, first thing we will add is rest of the salts so that the curry is not very bland. And we added all the pepper, coriander, cumin, and all the other good spices in here. And I'm going to here is the adding another almost 1.5 cups of water.
did you say you used alkaline water?
Yeah, I have this pH water that we get home delivered. So either we use spring water or alkaline water.
Okay.
Yeah. Spring water is best if you have a place where
And I'm helping
they deliver
cooking.
and you're helping cooking. So now this, when you start seeing that nice slimy, substance that is, coming out, it quickly begins to burn, and that is what you want to prevent. And that's when you're going to add this gravy, and then all that nourishment is going to be released into the spices, into this curry, that we have made. So if you're adding water towards the end where you think your curry is dry, you're going to always use hot water. But if you're adding at this time, when you just added the curry where the temperature is not so hot yet, it's okay to use the room temperature. And look how nice this looks. Saffron brings a very rich flavor. It's really, if you're always used to turmeric, try saffron in the winter, because saffron is very good for skin. Saffron is it's also a kind of emotional balancer. Like there are some rasayana where they use concentrated saffron for like mental upliftment and things like that. And I've also seen, like, in Western medicine, they have saffron supplements, but that could be overdone.
Very quickly, I'm having some trouble keeping up here. I'm just making the gravy now. Can you repeat what the ingredients were for that?
Can you say the question again?
I'm having trouble keeping up here. I'm just making the gravy now. Can you repeat what the ingredients were for that, for the blender?
Yeah, for the ingredients, it was coconut, 1 cup of coconut. Do you have 2 cups of okra, or how much is your vegetables all together?
Well, I'm using the same recipe that you sent out. So half a cup of.
Okay. So then you're using 1 cup of coconut, shredded coconut, half a cup of almonds, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 or 3 teaspoons optional. If you like coriander, flavor, we like it. So I put 3 teaspoons. But if you're a new person to the spice, 2 teaspoons of coriander, 1 teaspoon or 1.5 teaspoon, depending upon the spice you like. I used 1.5 teaspoon of white and black pepper mixed. And then you have the saffron, and that's it. Water, and then you blend it. Hold it. Yeah, almost. Add water and make it a nice creamy gravy.
All right.
Still hold it. I don't want to take it. Hold it. All right. So where is Rupa's curry? Are you with me?
I am, but it's actually night at the moment, so I'm not making it.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's time for bed.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's a different time zone. I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. But
anyways,
I will make it. I couldn't find the okra as well, so I will make it this week and make it with green beans, because I've got green beans.
Yeah, you can use green beans. You can use squashes. And for this curry, you can also use, if you go to the, if you can find fresh moringa and sweet potato.
Moringa. What is moringa?
Moringa is the drumstick leaves. The drumstick leaves. Yeah. So anyways, the video is recorded. So the video is recorded. So, play it and then, make this nice recipe. and incorporate this vegetable. I mean, it's nowadays okra is being grown like I know, like, you know, people over here in Vegas, in Dallas, Texas, like everywhere they're getting the seeds and they're growing this in backyard and, you know, cooking them. And I've seen in East Coast growing them in the summer season. Like it's gaining a lot of popularity. So now, you know, the main key of this recipe, you see how the creaminess of the okra is in the curry. See, that's the ojas substance that you want to remain in your vegetable. So my next book has an okra stew, which is for, you know, weight loss and diabetes. And the whole recipe is focused on getting the maximum, you know, ojas, getting the maximum nourishment of this vegetable into your, you know, body. So this is a nice curry. If you want to make it on Thanksgiving, you can use sweet potatoes and green beans. You can use butternut squash with green beans. And if you want to make it with leafy vegetable, you can use moringa, kale. You know, if you get kale, if you want to do kale with any of the root, or you know, a sweet potato would be great. So
kale and sweet potato, yeah,
sweet potatoes. And then if you want to use any kind of potatoes, I would recommend using purple potatoes, because they are low in, you know, the excess starch or the vata or dryness, and they are rich in antioxidants and potassium because of their purple color. They have the anthocyanin element, which is, you know, antioxidant, anti-cancer, and very therapeutic on the diet. So
I don't think we can get them in the UK. I've never seen any.
Really?
No.
It's very popular. Like, look up, Google in your place, and then see, you know, at the farmers market, and then I think you would find it, because they won't be available. All these, you know, exotic vegetables won't be on a regular store. You know, they'll just have basic, but you have to find a store where they carry all these things. And I'm sure, you know, many places they now are finding. And then I have the lemon juice, but I'm not going to drizzle over here when it's cooking. This is to be on your serving. Like, you know, when you're offering to Krishna, put a slice, and then, you know, when you're about to eat, you know, add this. And this gravy, only those who have kapha dosha, they could use tamarind into the gravy, because tamarind has a heat and sharpening effect on the digestion. But tamarind is not, you know, not meant for everybody in everyday use. So, you know, what happens is sometimes if I introduce tamarind, they want to use it a lot. So just wanted to give you a little pros and cons of using tamarind. Use it once in a while. If you want to add tamarind, you're going to soak the tamarind, and then when you put the spices in the jar, you're going to blend it with the spices into the jar if you want to use a tamarind. But it's not an all-time go tamarind. You know, you want to use it like about once a week is good. And in winter it's good. In summer you want to refrain from using it a lot, like that. Okay. Yeah, and then I think
cassava?
This
is
is
cassava quite good.
Say it again.
You know, cassava, is that quite a good vegetable? Cassava
is a root. It is good for pitta dosha. Like, it's very cooling and it's very starchy, and it's going to help you gain weight. It has so cassava is also a root. It's not a grain. And cassava is also like very, very slimy, very potent too, and it can also give you good ojas. It's also very heavy, and it has like earth and water qualities more. To kind of be like more clear with what affects. So Ayurveda, the main concept of Ayurveda is not about the calories, the minerals, the vitamins. It's about what time you're eating it, how you're eating it. Yes, Nima. And how you're cooking it, and the energy transformation. That's Ayurveda. That's the main principle, and it's so unique that you cannot find it in any other. Nima. You want juice? Okay. So now this is, you see like how it's still not lost its, you know, color and rich color, and, you know, it's nutrition. And if you see, if I I don't know. Now I'm going to pierce and show you. Like even the squash is cooked here. I'm going to cook up. Yeah, it's cooked. And then if I pierce the okra, even that is tender. Look at that. It's tender, but it's not overcooked. So this is the agni. This is the level of agni where, you know, it's not burned, it's not overcooked, it's not undercooked. So agni has a great significance in Ayurveda. Like, you know, the best experiment is, you know, have a flatbread and then cook it on high heat and then cook it on the lowest heat. So when you cook it on high heat, your food is burnt before it is cooked. And when you're cooking it on low heat, it's not cooked. It'll not cook. It'll be like unfinished, and you know your digestion will not absorb everything. So now the amount of temperature, it was always high in the beginning, then medium high, low when I put the lid on, and then simmer on medium high, and then that's it. And this is a nice curry we have, and I'm going to turn off the heat. And I have.
How do you make flatbread? Would you be able to teach us that one day?
How do we make
Flatbread.
we can do that one class. We can do a gluten-free,
Nice.
Yeah, we'll do a one gluten-free millet flatbread. Yes, Bhumi?
Mama, so when you like keep it on low, it will still cook because you put the lid. It keeps all the heat in and starts cooking it.
Correct. Yes. And then focusing on the pots to cook, stainless steel, cast iron, and Dutch, and then brass, and those are the, you know, get rid of non-stick, Teflon, aluminium, cooking pots.
Is not good. No.
Because they leach into your food, they get into your system. So garnish with coriander. Coriander is fresh, cilantro, and then I'm going to boil some foxtail millet later to go with this, and I'll drizzle fresh lemon, you know, on Krishna's plate, and then for each serving. So this was the simple, quick cooking. Like it didn't take so much time. Like, you know, if you have to overpower with too much heat, too much spice, but it was, I think, how much? It was like about 20 minutes, the whole process on the cooktop. So
very, very quickly, I added the gravy in here about 2 or 3 minutes ago. What was added after that?
did you add salt?
I did the first half. Should I add the second half?
Okay, yeah, second half, yeah.
All right, so 1 teaspoon in the beginning and then another teaspoon for a total 2 teaspoons.
No,
and I think I missed what?
Total is 1.5 teaspoon. Yeah.
Okay, 1.5. So I'll just add a little bit more then. And I think I missed, when was the ginger put in?
What was the?
When was the ginger put in?
Ginger. I didn't add ginger today.
Oh, okay. I thought that was in your recipe, but maybe that was just all right, cool.
No. We didn't have ginger. We had coriander, cumin. Yeah, you can use ginger too if it is there in the ingredients. Yeah, sure. Go ahead for it.
All right. So the gravy's cooking, and then what was added kind of afterwards? Once it's cooking and heating up, you mentioned coriander and.
Once you add the gravy, you're going to add 1.5 cups water, and you're going to now bring it to boil and then simmer, and then you're going to add you're going to put the lid on and let it simmer until it looks tender. You can pierce with your spoon and then see if it is tender but yet firm. You see, it is tender but it's firm. Like so. Bhumi wanted to show her elephant mask that she made. Come here, Bhumi. Elephant mask. Oh, yeah. Wear it there.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Really good.
Yeah, we have. It has its tusk, and a little trunk is too small though, but it's good. It's pink ears.
Is that for your school? Is that for school?
Yeah, no, she just wanted to make it. She's
Oh.
She has a lot of side projects.
You do homeschool with her?
Yeah, I homeschool her. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, she's quite brilliant. Her teacher love her. As I just enrolled her in schooling co-op because of my masters. I cannot do her lesson plan. I used to do the lesson plan and everything, but just because I have my studies, so I have an admin. I'm the teacher, so she just has to review all her projects and lessons once a week. And she was the student of the month for September for the co-op.
Oh wow! So is when you do your lesson plans, do you have a curriculum that you follow?
I did not have it until I got her into that because I'm like myself studying, so I don't have the time to collect,
I see.
And put all these things together. So I decided to do that because then I'll have now it's it's more inspiring because I said no need to be lazy because even I'm studying and even she's studying.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really good.
You two get to study together.
Yeah, I'm since she can't run away. It's like we both have to study.
Oh.
Yeah. And these are the nice, since we are cooking, these are the nice skillets, cast iron, and then you season them with sesame oil. And every time you wash them, you want to wipe them and then kind of heat them and then coat with the oil. So what you're trying to do is you are trying to do not have any effect of the environment on the metal. There is no oxidation and they remain naturally non-stick and shiny like this. So these are my favorite pots. This is all.
How do metals change at all with baking?
No.
Or is it the same rules?
I bake in these and then I bake in stoneware. Yeah.
Because I noticed it's not too hard to buy good quality like cookware. I mean, you can find iron or steel or whatever. But I noticed that because I just recently moved, so shopping it's pretty hard to find like non-aluminum bakingware. It's either glass or aluminum always.
Where and what? Aluminium and what? Like you can get all stainless steel, copper base, steel base. Because this is stainless steel. The only thing that is aluminum is the screw. You can see the difference. That's only the screws are, heavy, build up, but the pot is stainless steel.
The non-stick is not good, you said.
And then using glass baking is also very good.
Okay. Yeah. The non-stick is not good, you said.
Yeah, slowly, like whenever I have done Ayurvedic training for some of the yoga teachers, and the first thing I did was replaced their cooking pots. So get rid of all those things because the taste is so different. The best is iron, clay pots, and even the Dutch oven, which has the ceramic coating, earthy coating. That is good. And so those are some things that you want to check into details and bring in that good see, I mean the whole idea that the wisdom, the timeless teachings of Ayurveda is they never had any toxic process into your food, the way you store your food. Don't store we are just stuck with the plastic revolution. I don't know which generation will get rid of the plastic from the planet, but it's okay to store your dry ingredients, but don't store cooked ingredients in your plastic containers. Don't ever put plastic cooked food. Use glass locks for your cooked food. If you are now we'll eat this, and then to rinse the pot I'll transfer it into a stainless steel or a glass container. Because if you can just eliminate all the connections of aluminium, plastic, Teflon, and everything out of your, cooking material, there itself, you are reducing so much of, possibilities of pharma accumulating in your body. Use wooden wooden chopping boards and have this wooden and stainless steel, don't have those silicone much, unless silicone is like baking, you can use it to like a spatula to kind of get the the extra like kind of the pot, but then use wooden spoons. And I always change my wood stuff, my spoons every 5 to 6 months, because they absorb the bamboo. Like my wooden holder is empty because I just got rid of a set which I got some time ago, and I'll get a new set because it's wood. It absorbs everything. So that's what I do. I'm just like kind of share good kitchen, because Ayurveda is like the whole process, like soaking, sprouting, cooking, chopping it fresh, and having that ojas and prana in the food, and very important is having the right amount of combination and pairing of ingredients and things like that. So it's very interesting. It's very I would say it's like very purifying. Like it's been a long journey, like over 15 years, but I still have so much to learn.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
In your flatbread, what flour would you use?
I have I just kind of stored my this is what I like to use in winter, ragi millet flour.
Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of poured it into a big container, and this was left in the bag, so I thought let me just show you guys. So this is millet flour, and then millet needs two levels of cooking. It's not like the wheat where you put dough directly with water. You first add boiling water and steam the flour, and then after the steaming, you knead it very smooth, and then roll it and make flatbread. So this is one millet which is very good for winter. Ragi is also known as finger millet. I think you can read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what about quinoa flour? I've got quinoa flour.
Quinoa flour is good. It just has a little aftertaste. So you want to add some like almond oil would be good, with a little bit of salt and a little bit of cumin to kind of have a little good flavor taste of it. And then I think you should add some flaxseed, like kind of soak flaxseed meal or flaxseed flour in the night. And then it has that, it has that sticky, it's gluten free, but then it has that binding consistency, so that, quinoa is again, it's not, it's a little dry in its nature. So when you'll add that flaxseed, you will, you will have a little extra binding. So I get this.
And what about buckwheat? Would buckwheat be good?
Oh yeah, buckwheat is good. Buckwheat is so good for baking. Buckwheat is so good for anything. It's naturally gluten free, and yeah, you can use it.
Other one that I bought. Spelt, is spelt good? Spelt flour?
Yeah, spelt is good. I bake with it for kids. Yeah.
Is that gluten free, spelt?
No, it is a kind of wheat.
Okay, fine.
It is wheat. Yeah, it is a different kind of wheat. See, the commercial wheat is kind of way too, adulterated with so much process into having more harvest per season, and the quantity and the amount. So they kind of, usually wheat used to be like sweet and like unctuous and good to eat, but they have just spoiled the wheat. Yeah, I have to take a picture. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There.
All right.
We want to see Yogi Nataraj cook one day for us.
He's the one. You can see him eating. That's easy. You can see him eating.
I can cook your brain with Yoga Sutra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He can eat. We can have videos of him eating.
That would be good. Yeah.
Yeah. All the cooking is like, no, you cook. Like, any more questions? Can we have a view of all of them? How can we have that? I want to see your pots. I think See your.
Yes.
I think I'm not sure if everybody's cooking.
Hugo, who is cooking? Two of them or only one?
Hugo.
Hugo. Where is it? Where is it? Your curry? How is it looking? Can we have a peek?
Oh wow!
Look at that. Can you show me? You muted
It's looking
it.
pretty good.
Okay. Looks good.
I need to mix it a bit more. But yeah, it's getting there. I just put in that quinoa as well.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah. Can you like kind of stir with the spoon and show how it looks?
I have a laptop here, so I need to. Let's see how much.
Your kitchen looks good.
Really exhibit it. Yeah, I just moved in, so it's really set up kind of perfectly. I've settled into my new home. Oh, here we go.
How does the okra look? It looks. Since you don't have saffron, Hugo, you can add turmeric if you have.
All right, I'll add some turmeric. Turmeric's a classic. I add it to pretty much everything. Yeah, I really appreciate this. Especially, I was thinking recently, I want to learn how to like make proper cashew sauces, and so I'm glad we used one here. This is, I think, the first curry I've ever made, and so I really appreciate the opportunity. At the temple, we wouldn't really make curries, and so I'm really happy to get the opportunity to learn a bit about it.
Yeah,
it was actually interesting because I used cashews instead of almonds.
Okay, that's good. That's fine.
And because I forgot to soak the almonds, and so I'm like, oh shoot! So this morning I soaked some cashews because those take shorter.
No problem. Yeah.
But actually, I only have a small blender, and so when I blended it at first, it was still like a little thick and grainy. But so I poured some out, and then added some water to the rest to make it like nice and smooth.
Yeah, do it in batches.
One that I put right. But the original one that I've been, it's still kind of grainy, and I think, and that's actually kind of neat. I'm curious how that'll contribute to the texture.
Oh, that'll be nice. You'll have a little grainy, nut to chew on, and and then you'll have little spices to it'll be very interesting.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'm excited. I'll definitely post a review on the taste once I've gotten to the offering.
Sure. And have the little drizzle of lemon in the end, and there you go. All right, so we're going to have a few more sessions where we really want to get in the essence of understanding the basic principles of Ayurvedic cooking. So like you have the formula to pair and create your Ayurvedic recipes, being a yogi for the life, and it's fun, and it's very uplifting experience to being so conscious about cooking.
Definitely, I've greatly appreciated it ever since we did the Chandrayaan fast that I did, and moving on that, like learning how to operate in the kitchen in a new way and really interacting with the food in a new way has been really nice. I mean, even this past weekend, I did Virachan cleanse. And so after that, I kept a very simple diet. So the rest of the week, I was just eating some quinoa, buckwheat soups, some squash soups. And I realized it's just so nice when you have these fresh vegetables. All I did was add a pinch of turmeric, and that's it. And you're able to appreciate kind of the natural organic flavor of ingredients without having to.
And today we added a very good combination that go very well together. And we added the white and black peppers, so that is like nicely spiced up, but still very healing and soothing for the digestion, like that. So enjoy, and then consistency. Go ahead.
I would like to ask you something. Could you, because I often use sunflower seeds, and and they be used as well. Yeah, they're good.
They are good, but because they are so rich in vitamins, you can't do it every day. Like, you can do, like I roast them and add it on the tops, like as a topping on my, like curries and like cooked vegetables. But the amount, like, if you want to make a gravy with the seeds, soak them, and then you can make a gravy like about once a week. But if you want to consume, if you want to eat them every day, like two teaspoons, like, roast them in coconut oil or a little bit of ghee, and use that. And if you really want to make, gravy with the seeds, I want to like really highlight this one nice seed. Just hold on, I'll show you. I'm going to show you. This is melon seeds, and their shelf is not that great. I have to put them in the freezer, but these are cooling and they make a nice gravy. If you're into seeds, so because these are pumpkin seeds are a little warming, and these are there. Can you see it?
Yeah.
These are melon seeds, and they are mild. They are like little cooling, so it won't be like heating up your system too much. So this is a nice seed, which is also popular for gravy. It's also popular for toppings, like the cookbook I have.
Oh, you're muted now or something. Yes.
Sorry. So I have used this, to top the entire bagel with this seed in the next book. And they taste very nice.
I mean, we have the green pumpkin seeds here. They are available like everywhere, but this type is like a little bit not so seen so many places.
If you look up online, and if you say melon seeds, these are the pumpkin seeds.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So these you can soak them. And if you want to just eat them for snacking, I also give it to my kids. I saute them with coconut oil or ghee, and then add a little salt, pepper, and a little lemon juice, and they like it.
Can they be used for gravy too?
Yes, they can be useful for gravy, but not the amount. You can add you can mix it with almonds and cashews and add some of the seeds.
Okay.
That would be a good way to incorporate into the curry if you like to.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did we learn how to make your bagels?
The bagel, I was talking about the recipe in the next cookbook, which I'm going to launch on January 23rd.
Right.
So I was talking about, I use the seeds a lot into baking, and they come out awesome. Yeah, they really come out great. So I really hope you all enjoyed the cooking, and I hope you all will make the curry, and then adjust the spices as you like. Your process, like how much you like. Say it again.
Final quick question. So when we add the gravy, that essentially like freezes the cooking of the vegetables, because it softens up the pot a lot. So kind of the first step is to cook the vegetables. Once we get them cooked to the right amount, that's when we add the gravy, and that kind of keeps them from overcooking.
You're not cooking, you're semi-cooking the vegetables. You kind of just saute with a little bit of salt.
Right.
And then when they are semi-cooked, they are not yet tender. They still need cooking, and they're going to be boiled into the gravy, so that the gravy oozes a nice flavor into the vegetables as well. And then they go semi-tender to little tender in the gravy, and that's done.
Interesting. Okay. So part of the cooking will be kind of right on the fire, right on the pan, and then the other part of the cooking is going to be in the gravy. Two-part
in the gravy. Yes. Why? Because what we're trying to do is, you might have seen that okra releases that nice juices, that the squash and the okra, they have this okra has the slimy substance, which we don't want to be burnt in the pot. And when you add the gravy, it will all release its flavors into the gravy, and the gravy will infuse the flavor of the spices into the vegetable. So you're kind of exchanging their, work mechanism, and kind of having the taste, and then preserving the nature of its nutrition at the same time.
Done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for the cooking session. Great to see you in action. I know some of the others got to see you in action in the yoga class. I get to see you in action the first time in cooking. So wonderful to spend some time in the kitchen with you.
Yeah, wonderful to have you all, and we will plan a couple more, I guess, as Yogi Nataraj was saying. So we'll get in touch and then enjoy the curry and let us know how you like it. And then it's all mild, and you can add your flavor of extra lime, extra black pepper, if you like, things like that. And then consistency, keep it liquidy consistency. I like to have it like little liquidish, because your grain is going to be boiled. So you want like, your grain to be nicely soaked into the gravy. So that's the fun way to eat it. It's the fun way to offer it to Krishna too. So like that. So, all right. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
For joining. Hari Bol.